Ancient wisdom and the shamans of the world, when they come here from different cultures, especially if they came down around Times Square, will look around and be aghast that we are all sleepwalkers. They will say, my goodness, everybody is asleep. Moving from A to B and A to B, back and forth, with an occasional C mixed in the form of vacation. And it's really a sad state of affairs because we're so blessed with this wonderful life and so many of us aren't even here to enjoy it. And a couple things that are important about that with what we're talking about with the fifth industrial revolution is one thing that happens when we truly awaken is that we move to a place beyond concept, beyond theory. And Ron has a wonderful way of taking us to that place with his beautiful perspective of where everything truly is one. There is no separation. So there's no intellectual discussion about hurting somebody else because you're hurting yourself. Or hurting the planet because it's part of who we are. And so when we add that part of sleepwalking and you add this thing called money that we created, which of course, it's just something we made up. It stopped being backed by gold in the early 70s. And we give that power, to a band of sleepwalkers, we get a really toxic potion. And we are seeing the results of that toxic potion. That's the bad news. The good news is there's a fifth revolution. And I like to talk about it as conscious alpha, and where there are many ways that we are moving forward in a more conscious way that has real bottom line of people, planet, profit. It grounds very solid in the world of the investment world. So we're all talking about action and a decade. My nickname in college, my name is Lawrence or Larry, my nickname in college was LARF. And the reason for that is because I like to get stuff done really fast and efficient. And this is a time that we're all being called to action. So here's the action that I see and the opportunity here, and the part that I live, is that in the investment world, there is a conscious alpha in two different sides. One is with all of the investment managers and financial advisors in the world, we have a huge army of people who are advising people on how to invest their money. I like efficiency. So a lot of my energy is helping raise the consciousness of those financial advisors and educate them and teach them a better way to do their practice. The second part is the conscious alpha of a better way to do stock analysis and to understand companies. And Lawrence from Morningstar was talking about it. Steve Schuth is the master. I won't call you granddaddy, Steve, but you were the pioneer in this space, really, of conscious investing. And truly now, when we can look at data in investments, we're looking at things that were typically overlooked by the old guard, right? The analyst stuff, the quantitative stuff that all mattered. Now we can get into more of the ooey gooey type of qualitative data that is ubiquitous today. And when we add that to the old school traditional alpha of looking at what is a good investment, we get a big alpha of consciousness, which turns into portfolios and doing good while doing well in the world at the same time. So you almost don't even have to get it. It can be paradoxically based on greed today, which is what I like, because you don't have to convince people other than the fact that do you want to do good and do you want to do well at the same time? And most people I love and at the depth are good people. And if you ask them, would you, it's 10:05 right now in the morning. Do you know where your investments are? Right? And most good people would like not to have their investments funding child labor in third world countries. And so really when we become conscious of where things are and what's happening, great things can happen. And it's really a blessing to be in this group of movers and shakers and waking up mountains and really rising that female energy into this fifth industrial revolution.
Thank you, Lawrence.